All right, everybody, welcome back. Now it's time for today's panel of fierce women to talk about love, relationships, and what's happening in the world. It's time for some straight talk. All right, let's meet today's panelists, everybody. She's a singer, songwriter, and actress. Please welcome back to the show my buddy, Keri Hilson. And next, she's a host on Fox Sports 1 and on NBC's American Ninja Warrior. Now, I love that show. Please welcome first-time Christine Leahy. And finally, my buddy, author, love expert, and host of To Rome for Love on Bravo. Say hello to Diane Valentine. All right, so look, by now, if you've tuned in to one of these panels, you might already know that things can get a little bit racy sometimes, so if you got kids watching, now would be a good time to have them leave the room. First topic, technology has changed the way we communicate and the way we date. In a survey of 500 people about texting etiquette, 57% admitted to breaking up with someone over text message. Is breaking up with someone via text acceptable?
I think it depends how long you've been dating. If it's about 4 dates or more, I think you owe them an explanation. Just, hey, this isn't working out, give them a call. But if it's anything less, you don't really know them yet, so you don't have to.
Well, I'm gonna say texting with a breakup is never acceptable. Never, never, never. At best, it is rude. And at the very worst, it is disrespectful. You know, and I don't understand why we as women, we give men a pass and we allow them to do things like that to us. Like, he owes you that much to say, it's not working out, I'm gonna be a man about it, and we good, and I'm out.
I understand the logic, however, now I'm gonna say this, but see, I've done it before. I've broken up with someone via text.
After how long?
After a few years.
Oh,
after
wow.
3 years.
Wow.
After 3 years. But
Wow.
now, this was the final conversation. And we had already discussed it in person, and it had been arguments, and it had been more lies, and I just didn't want to hear the bull. I don't want to argue with you, I'm not about it. So, that's how I did it.
All right, I'm cool with that because if you've discussed it,
Yes. Yes.
and you've gone back and forth, and you don't want to hear no more lies, no more
Yeah.
excuses. See, women don't really let you do that, though.
Yeah, because we didn't get together via text. You know?
Well, or you might have.
Well,
You might
women
have.
don't. Women.
Maybe you slid in the DMs just to get my number, but that don't mean we was
Well,
together.
see, women usually want closure.
Standards.
Right.
Yes.
See?
Most women want
Yes.
closure.
Yeah.
Men do not do closure.
Right.
If a woman is constantly seeking closure, you're constantly behind the 8 ball looking for something from him that he's not gonna provide for you,
Right. Yeah.
which is sickening for you. So many women are broken
Yeah.
because I just wanna know why. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
And
And then
now-
you bury yourself with it's you. He wasn't man enough for the job, he gone, and quit trying to find out why.
Yes. Because it comes off needy after a certain point.
Man.
You know, I don't feel like the why is as important as it's just give me the respect to tell me, if not face to face, at the very least, you need to hear my voice. I need to hear your voice.
Yeah, but that's why we not, because we don't want to hear your voice, because you ain't gonna leave it at that. That's why, man, we don't want to have one more argument. We don't want to have one more damn discussion about it.
But women also get so caught up in what did I do wrong or what could I have done better? And it's not about that. Instead, you should think of what did he not give me in the relationship?
Yeah,
Why didn't it
agreed.
work out? And what am I
Yeah.
looking for?
And it's usually something he didn't do.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Right.
exactly right.
Right, and you're allowing him to flip that
Yeah.
script like they do
Women,
so
you gotta remember
well.
You're the prize.
That's, man. Could you say that again?
Women are the prize.
I keep telling them that. All right, next topic, ladies. People turn to the internet for answers on everything from medical symptoms, recipes, and relationship advice. Now, according to Google, how to build trust in a relationship was one of the top searches last year. So ladies, how can trust be built and sustained in a relationship?
I feel like it's about being proactive as opposed to reactive. Being upfront and forthright is trust building as opposed to now you're in some compromising scenario or situation or around your ex and I don't know. Never put me in a position to learn something about you that I don't already know. I would love for some, oh, your man was I know.
But I think it demonstrates how broken and really how jacked up women are, is that we go into a relationship really believing that you have to build trust. When you go into a relationship with someone, the trust should already be established.
Yes.
It should already be established.
It should start off high.
Yeah, it should start off high.
See, I think trust is earned. It's not given. So I don't trust someone right away.
Oh!
It's gonna take me a little. No, you don't think so?
No!
Oh, you've got to earn my trust. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go in it thinking that you're a bad guy.
Right. See,
but I want you to repeat yourself through your actions, not just your words.
But see,
that I
now
can trust
that's a tough way to go. When you're in a committed relationship, you have to start here and allow a man to lose it. If a man constantly got to prove it, but you start him down here, that relationship gonna be hard to build.
It's doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta start here
It would be
and
an
then let
uphill
him.
battle for him and not fun.
It's not like you're calling him out on things or saying, hey, I don't trust you for it. It's just not putting all of your eggs in that basket and thinking that he's automatically a good guy, because he might not be, and you don't want to allow yourself to get hurt.
I understand, but trust him and let him show you. Let your trust be at an all-time high. Give him the full freedom to show you exactly who he is.
And look, ladies, if we really as women, if we want to find love, and I believe we all desperately are seeking the same thing, to love and to be loved, you have to be willing to risk everything.
Yes.
You got to put it all on the line. You got to give your heart, your soul, your body, your
everything
mind.
but my dignity, myself.
No, but you know what though?
But you have to give everything.
But-
and then if he doesn't deserve it,
It's the only way. Hey, listen, y'all, up next, there's a lot of things you should and shouldn't do on the first date. We're gonna find out from our panel the biggest mistakes you can make on the first date when we come back. Wow. All right, everybody, we're back with today's Straight Talk panelists, Keri Hilson, Christine Leahy, and Diane Valentine. If you've tuned into one of these panels, you might already know things can get racy, so put your kids in another room. All right, so let's get right back into it. Next topic. According to a recent survey, 80% of women think it's inappropriate to have more than 2 drinks on the first date. They also think it's a turnoff for their date to ask for a bite of their food or a sip of their drink. Ladies, what's the biggest mistake? We're talking about the biggest mistake a guy can make to blow the first date.
First of all, I disagree with that completely. I've had a whole bottle of wine on a first date, and if that's what you want to do, it's okay. You know, you split a bottle, that's 2 glasses each. That's fine. And if you are feeling like it's an intimate situation, there's some chemistry, oh, I want to try what you have, I think that's completely fine. The biggest deal breaker for me is if you can't hold a conversation or if you talk about yourself too much. And I've been on dates, like, I will talk sports with you. I will talk sports. And if you can't create a conversation, even when I'm willing to talk about baseball and basketball, probably not gonna work out.
Yeah. I actually feel like the biggest mistake a man can make, and I think this makes the drinks flowing a little dangerous, is like sexual innuendos.
Yeah.
And, you know, once the conversation goes there, a little too handsy, a little too touchy-feely, and
Sure
things
like
like,
where you got that straw in your mouth.
oh my God, yeah.
I'd be out.
First date.
But you know, I'm gonna have to side with the men on this one, because I think when a man is on a first date and he really likes you, did it ever occur to you that he might be nervous himself and he's really trying to make a good impression, but maybe he fumbles and messes it up? I know when I was in Rome with my girls on To Rome for Love, I remember one of the girls went on a first date and this guy was so nice. I mean, he pulled out her chair when she sat down. She got up to go to the restroom. He stood up. She came back. He pulled out her chair again. He opened the water bottle, poured her wine. Like, he was just so into her. And by the end of the day, she was like, Diane, I was turned off because he was just too clingy. And I'm like, well, what do you want? Somebody to slap you upside your head? It's like,
He was
come on,
too
have fun.
clingy.
Yeah, he was too clingy.
See, you know what it is? See, she's not used to anything.
Exactly. And I think as American
He was
women,
just trying
we're
to do
just
everything
not
right.
used to men doting on us.
Okay,
and we're
let me
not
ask you
used
this
to that.
question.
Yes.
Is it a turnoff? Is it a big mistake for a guy not to pick up the check?
On the first date, yeah.
I think if you have invited me and you have chosen this place to take me, I'm expecting that you can afford this.
I don't agree.
But at the same,
Like, I don't necessarily
I'm not a salad-eating
agree.
girl.
I don't necessarily agree because you have to look at the circumstances in which the date came together, right? And I feel that you have to give people freedom to be themselves. And then if you discover that he is just cheap and it ain't gonna never work out, fine. But I don't think a first date is something to hold that
I
against
don't
a
mind.
man.
First, if you want to go Dutch, though, let me know before, because I don't want to know after the meal that you're having regret. And
if the guy chooses the place on a first date, which is usually what happens, I think he should pay. But I also think the woman has to at least offer. Just seem classy enough that you want to offer, and he should. He should turn it down.
No.
But then there's an exception. I think it's fair if the woman realizes in the first date that she's really not into it, that she can pay half.
But my thing is like, we're okay with women being boss chicks and all of that in every other instance in life. And let's just be honest, like, I wake up every day with a lot of problems. A self-esteem is not one of them.
Good for you.
So a brother can take me out and I'm good paying it for myself if I need to. And I'm not gonna necessarily hold
But why
that
would you
against
need to, though? That ain't right. Fellas, that ain't right.
Turn it down.
Fellas, that is not how it works. Now, I don't know what your daddy told you, but that ain't how the game go. You know, women's lib is cool. I'm all for equal pay, equal work. Women deserve the rights, all of that. But you got to take care of a woman. If you're not willing to do that, what are you doing? What you doing? There are 3 ways a man shows his love: protect, profess, and provide. Provision is big for men. We take a woman out, we're paying. That's the man way. If you sitting up in here and you got to have her pay for her own damn food, that ain't the man way. See, we done stopped teaching young dudes how to be men. It's the man way. Period. Big hand for the ladies, everybody. Thank the ladies for being here. What a great panel today. We'll be right back, y'all.